Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Thomas. Good evening, Maurizio. Thank you both for leaving an early tip in the coffee jar. Merci beaucoup. Much appreciated. And hello, Steven. Hello, Monsieur Hahayo. How is everyone doing? Any highlights of the week you'd care to share? Yes, yes, Magic Berber. This is a little thought, like thinking about Dave, our friend, record dealer, who's yeah. If you know, you know. Hello, Xavier. Hello, Marcos. Yeah. Hello, Euler. How you doing? Hello, Nick. Starting off with an old classic. My absolute favorite record of the Severed Heads, which I was reminded this week by, I think it was Raph who mentioned it. Hello, Sean, the Vinyl Dreamscape. Hello, Yuan. Feel that monde, eller filf at mend. It's been an interesting week, record-wise. Some good discoveries, some complicated purchases that should hopefully pan out. But until then, we have a bunch of stuff for you tonight. There will be some noise indeed. Hello, Billy Bob. Salut, Carnifax. Severed Heads. Clifford Darling, please don't live in the past, huh? I guess that's the best advice anyone could get. As long as you're called Clifford, obviously. So this came out in 85, but it's a bunch of recordings from between 1979 and 1983. And so it's a sort of jamboree, patchwork of the past, which I'm not sure why the Severed Head released that. Maybe it was contractual, since they were just about to become a much more commercial band. Hello, Stefan. How you doing? Well, hopefully. Yeah, Dave was exactly that. Yeah. And we're missing him. Hello, Dove. Ahoy. Huh, what an interesting thought, Magic Berber. No, I haven't. How would I go about it? How would I go about it efficiently? Has anyone done that in the chat? Digging assisted by AI? Here's the record that he's playing right now. But we're about to play a brand new record that has been quite surprising to me. One of these records I knew nothing about the artists, and when I first listened to it, I was like, very nerdy, maybe even a little bit obtuse, and then it stayed in my head, and I gave it a proper chance, and then very quickly it became obvious, okay, this is a good record. This is a record that has some secrets hidden inside of the music that I have some fun uncovering, and we'll do just that in a moment. Maybe a couple of tracks, we'll see. Well, I can see it, Stefan. Like, imagine, can you give me the AI, dear AI, what are the most underrated instrumental zouk records? Who knows? Maybe the AI would have a good answer. Salut Chris, how are you doing? But as we're cruising through this sort of snippet madness of the severed heads, which kind of sounds how I would want the AI brainstorming to sound like. Certainly doesn't. Maybe closer to what we're about to listen, actually. You have to expand on that with me later, Magic Berber. It's an interesting thought. Yeah, see? If you actually did that, how were the results? Hello, Sean. No, really. Hey, George. Nice to see you. George was here in Stockholm a couple of weeks ago, and we did some nice digging together. George has a record store in Western Romania, and we've mentioned him a few times. He hasn't produced that many videos of late, but interesting guy, and absolutely Fred. Fred is totally on point, as this indeed is the first album of this duo, Veronia Venborg and Lucy Duncombe. Joy, oh I miss you. This was released like I don't know, like a month or two ago maximum, and it's really splendid investigation of what you can do with sound in 2025, I would say. Oh, okay. Good idea, actually, Sean. No, Kassav is one of the two most known Zouk bands, Stefan. Ghosting, Alex Freiheit und Alexandra Zliz. I don't know about it, Slavia. You'll tell me more. Good afternoon, Jens. Hello, KS. How you doing? Ah, well, see? I had it last week, but I didn't have time to play it last week. Hello, Ambient Dreamer. How you doing? Editor-in-chief, huh? Hello, Ryan. Well... Ah, yeah, Rick. Nice. Rick is a great library soundtrack enthusiast. I'll play like we're already in the second track here. Like these tracks, they just transition into one another in a sort of disjointed narrative that is really, really cool. Let me play another one that I had planned. Oh, well. Already you see the span, the range of sounds here with treated human voice or voice synthesis. Huh? But I'll play another track now. From the other side, obviously, which is not a metaphor. So yeah, thank you, Sean, for giving us the link to that record. It's brand new, so you'll find it as much on Bandcamp, I would assume, as you would on Discogs. I agree. Yeah, it's a trip, exactly. Yeah, I totally agree, Johan. This is the kind of records that it could be exactly that. Some random experimentation with sound, but that a lot of people would do. You just need to have Ableton, or not even that. Fruity Loops, maybe. But I think there's quite a lot of depth to that album. And that track starts quite experimental, but as you'll hear now, it becomes something else. I'll let you be the judge of that. I think this is really strong. I mean, if you like stuff like Laurie Anderson, this is like Laurie Anderson music for our time, for our age, I would say. Hello, I'm the Dead. How are you doing? Giant Claw. That sounds familiar, but I can't place it right now. Yeah, Johan has been resurfacing, thankfully. Hopefully he'll share more of his finds soon. Well, hello William Ray Wilson. Really like that track. And I mean, it's a new record. You can probably get it for like $20, something around that. And a pretty unique world to investigate, I would say. Well, thankfully for you, the Northern American, you are in Europe. Are you in Paris right now, Greg, or are you in London? Yeah, it's an interesting little label for sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Maya Hatschke from Norway. Maya is more noisy. I liked the contrast between highly digital sounds, digital manipulation, and more organic sounds. Always brings a very interesting contrast when you do that consciously, which obviously is the case here. And I mean, the whole digital world is obviously a concern here. Now here's a record I was highly interested in. That I ultimately decided to not purchase. So how am I playing this to you now? Well, bear with me. Bear with me. The reason why I didn't need that record originally is because I own this. Fires of Orc 1 and 2. Fires of Orc is a side project of Pete Namlook and Geir Jensen, so the boss of Fax, the label, and Geir Jensen from Biosphere. They had this EP and a CD album, which were compiled on this great double pack on the Silent State label. And the two best tracks for me were the ones on this. But I also like that track that is exclusive to this. But I thought, like, do I need everything? Well, the more I listen to that track, the more I'm happy I got it, thanks to the label. Because the guy who runs the label is one of you. He's one of the the attendees, and he surprised me with this very nice gift, and that was spot on, as he sent me a couple of releases from his label, and exactly the the two ones that I would have very much enjoyed to get. Stefan, I think I agree with you, but that doesn't make it an essential purchase. I passed on it. I might change my mind eventually. We'll see. Salut Syncope, how you doing? Hello, Christopher. I will check it out, Zelvia. Absolutely. You just put the right amount of insistence for me to do so. Cheers, courtesy of Never Modern. So this is straight up ambient, as you can hear. Yeah, the Dreamfish album, this one was a straight up reissue of an album that already existed on vinyl, but it's not an easy album to find. So, hello Raf, how are you doing? Interestingly enough, at least for me, maybe not for you, ambient as a music genre, I've started to kind of not resent naming music that way, but like I have my own categories for my collection on Discogs, and ambient is one of them, but I rarely use it because a lot of the ambient I'm interested in will fall into the category of post-industrial, outsider music, etc. But sometimes a record really fits the ambient category, and yeah, and this 100% does. So we're listening to the track The Facts of Life. Yeah, that's how you name tracks in the 90s. A bit pompous, but yeah. Yeah, you told me that Christopher knew Lucy from back in the day. You told me about that, like, so it was a surprise for you to see that she spread her wings. Hopefully that would be fun. Would it be so? Could be. Would be interesting if it literally was. See? Well, according to Never Modern, this record is not just a fluke by someone who just tweaks. Hello, Queen Davis. I guess ambient music, like pure ambient music, has a sort of serene quality. It does have tension. Tension and serenity do work together. Actually, they need to work together for this to be interesting. Otherwise, if it was just a serene thing, like how long before we got bored to death with it? Oh my god. Fred, come on. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Anna, which is why I resist using the name too often. But in this case, as I was explaining, it's difficult to not abide. And I guess also ambient is the long form type of music, huh? Which distracts certainly is. Now you get these percussions, which I usually really like object to having anything percussive in an ambient track. But who am I? Am I the the ambient police? Yeah. Don't worry about it, Fred. We take everything very seriously. For a moment. Hello, Fred. How you doing? The short answer is no. The elaborate answer is you never know where the ZZ might creep in. Wow. Interesting. So now that most people have joined live, so we already went through that with the early birds. But how is everyone? How was the week? How did anyone score anything special? Anything that you got supremely excited with? We're getting close to when the record business goes back full steam. And I know of quite a few releases, upcoming releases for the next few weeks that will definitely be covered here. But the past 2 weeks have been a sort of interesting lull in terms of what's going on in new releases. Well,
The Facts of Life.
We're listening to The Facts of Life by the Fires of Orc, which is basically Biosphere. Funnily enough, Spectrum Archives, Fred, my Seafield records are exactly by my Biosphere records. So yeah, there's a new Seafield double pack coming up with the 2 first Seafield EPs plus the Aphex Twin Remix 12-inch plus a track from a compilation. I have all of that, and one unreleased demo of one of the best tracks from Seafield that we have yet to be able to listen to. And I'm not sure I will bite the bullet just for a demo, but exciting, especially if you haven't these records already. Okay. I know, Greg. People just filming for an hour and a half with their phone. Like, that's insane to me. Hello, Bobby. How you doing? Oh my god. You know that, like, I'm partial to that Sonic Youth album. For me, Daydream Nation is Sonic Youth's Pet Sound.
The Facts of Life.
I prefer the surf years of Sonic Youth.
The Facts of Life.
That's a good thing to... That's a good synchronicity, huh?
The Facts of Life.
See, I could listen to that track forever. It's sort of meandering.
The Facts of Life.
but we're not. Yeah. Niels, I think his name is, or Niklas, who runs the label, is really nice guy. So kudos to him indeed. Yeah, that's for sure. So now we're listening to an artist that wouldn't find its way into Fred's collection since it's an old, smelly, buggy record. From an artist we've already featured here at least a couple of times. A few years ago they issued for the very first time an orchestral work of his that was almost ambient in nature. This is a piano showcase of the music of Loren Rush. Literally says it here, music of Loren Rush. So it is also a Dwight Peltzer record, the Contemporary Piano Project Volume 2, which came out as we were talking about Serenity on the Serenus Corporation label. American label. This is from 1977 and beautiful edition with this kind of artwork that is kind of anticipating the 80s. I don't know if I like it, but I kind of like it. I don't mind it. I like it. I don't know. I like the music though. 4 tracks, quite different from each other, if I'm being honest. The other side starts with soft music and concludes with hard music, and I love the little detail in the font here. We're listening to a little traveling music right now. Yeah, that's my thinking as well, Carnifax. Yeah, well. Yeah. And I mean, the birth of ambient, many consider, is the music of Claude Debussy, the French composer. Between him and Eric Satie, this is where you get the philosophical ideas behind ambient. A lot of people would agree to that. Good one, Christopher. Ed. Well, I can tell you that the track Hard Music is pretty pumping on the notes, huh? Hello Rich, how you doing? Yeah, Debussy on land, you could say that. I pulled a few records today that I haven't listened to in a while, so this will be interesting to revisit these live with you. But this Loren Rush record and this track really, for me, I would assume, please let me know, Sean, here. I would assume that's a probably cheap record. Maybe dirt cheap record, like a dollar bin one. Cheap heat. Well, I might be wrong about that. So this track is music. It's for amplified piano with computer-generated quadraphonic tape. And this track is a recording from 1973. It was written in 71-73, between 71 and 73 for pianist Dwight Peltzer and premiered by him in New York April 4th. Premiered in 1974, yeah. The tape of computer-generated sound was created at the Center for Computer Research in Music and Acoustics at Stanford University. This tape, which includes no recorded natural sounds, was created by direct synthesis of the numerical waveform in computer memory, which was then realized by means of digital to analog converter and a 4-channel tape recorder. And much more to this. Nice, Max. How you doing? There'll be a piano record featured soon, a new one. I'm quite looking forward to, if I might say so. I don't remember which one that is. I'm not that good with names of works, Thomas, for the most part. Better with names of records. Well, okay. Well, sorry about the frustration if there is some. Well, you think so? Oh no, you might be right here. I think he's absolutely beloved, but recognized, yes. Understood, that's up for debate. I would give you that. I mean, whatever you think of his music and him, one of the most important musicians in popular culture of the past 30, 40, 50 years, Aphex Twin, Richard D. James. I think he would acknowledge Erik Satie's importance above almost everything. Erik Satie and Larry Heard. See? Yeah, a cheap one. Hello Mark, how you doing? Yay, the it. You caught it. You caught the it live. Yeah, I know my schedule, the time at which this is running live. I mean, you can't please everyone. My friend Fred in Australia, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning for him right now. On a Saturday morning, so... Nah, not for him, unfortunately. Hello, Quint. Oh no, Quint was already here, sorry. Hello, Angela, though. Yeah, good call. I think this is even stronger, though, but I love Lubomir Hamelnik. And hello, Andrew, and thank you, Andrew, for actually helping secure that one. So now, a very special record that I've had for a long time, but that is easy to forget. Not the music, but the record. Okay. Welcome back, the Four Horsemen. Good contrast then. So Angela, it was Loren Rush. Sean put the link a little earlier, you'll find it. That's a good one, Christopher. Hello, X-Prince. Abed Azrieh. Double LP box set on the Chandar label. One of the Chandar releases that often gets underlooked. So you got the whole text, both in French and Arabic.
معا قهرنا الصعاب ارتقينا الجبال أمسكنا ثور السماء وقتلنا.
This was recorded in 1977.
صرعنا خنبابا حارسا.
Abed Azrieh, who sings here and plays various instruments, mostly percussions. Born in 1945 in Aleppo, in Syria. And yeah, this is quite a task, this whole album. Almost. Yeah.
غطى جلجامش وجه أنكيدو كما تحجب العروس.
I should play more Gedalia Tazartes. He's really a hero of mine.
أشبالها بكى لفقدانه بكاء مرا استيقظ فيه الشعور بهباء الحياة راح يهيم في البرية خوفا من الموت.
Surprisingly, I might be off again, Sean. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this was fairly cheap and available for the longest time. So maybe it still is.
علّه يكشف له سر الحياة الأبدية.
Abadir has a new album coming up, by the way.
وصل إلى الجبل في أواخر الدنيا الذي يلامس بقممه ضفاف السماوات وبصدره العالم السفلي. هناك شيدت بوابة شروق الشمس وغروبها. هذا الجبل موطن البشر العقارب. جلالهم المرعب يخيم على الجبال. النظر إليهم موت. حينما رآه الرجل العقرب نادى زوجته. جاءنا رجل جسمه جسم إله. نظرت زوجته قالت ثلثاه إله وثلثه الباقي إنسان.
Is that how it is? Okay.
العقرب لابن الآلهة.
See, double
ما الذي
LP
جاء بك؟
from 77 in a box set,
للسفر الطويل.
1977.
أريد جدي أوتنا بشتيم الرجل الذي بلغ مقام الآلهة. جئت أسأله عن الحياة عن الموت. قال الرجل العقرب ما من أحد قد مر عبر هذه البوابة إلا شمش وحده. لكن جلجامش تابع طريقه دخل في بوابة الشمس سار في الظلام الدامس طويلا.
Obviously, the place to find it was France for the longest time. I remember I got this for like 12 euros or something.
أشجاره تحمل حجارة كريمة بدل الثمار. ظهر له شمش السماوي
Deep voice, huh?
إلى أين تهيم على وجهك يا جلجامش؟ الحياة التي تنشدها لن تجدها. فتح جلجامش
Just so you know,
فمه
we're deep into the epic as we're playing side 3, I believe, here. There's a shitload of musicians on this, by the way. Some tracks are more minimal than others.
يدخل البلا أحشائي.
There was a talk earlier this week on Jason's channel, Jason Rockfast, about like box sets, cash grab or not.
في البراري.
Well, some are, some aren't.
في البراري.
Case closed. Thank you. This is a box set, and the only drawback to it is that it's a box set. So sometimes you just get lazy, and it's one gesture, additional gesture, just to get the records out. Big deal.
عبر كل السنين.
We're already at the third track. They just go into one another, Christopher.
تعينان الشمس فامتلئوا كل بالنور.
See, like the Hollywood part of it, with the strings in the background here.
كل بالنور.
Yeah, well. So I hear that Tortoise is releasing a new album very soon. Their first in quite a while, if I understand correctly. I checked out on Tortoise a long time ago. Not that I dislike them anymore nowadays. I just don't expect them to fulfill anything I need right now. And I might be off. They have released an early single with remixes. I think I've listened to it a little bit and I wasn't impressed. But that made me think of a track I'm about to play. See? I knew you were, there was a good chance you were lurking. Oasis fan. I'm not obsessed with box sets. You are, but like, I don't mind them too much. Like, if I can skip them, if there's an option, I will not. I will rather have the individual records, but I don't mind them. It's just, it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, I just talked with him earlier today, so we might be doing something. Oops. We might be doing something with Steve and his friend in September. The record will come out hopefully in October. It was delayed at the pressing plant, which hence me jumping the gun a little bit, playing this like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Well, I hope you like waiting. I love waiting, by the way. So that's one of my favorite things of the life, of living the life. So I assume someone knows what that is. You're welcome, Thomas. But we made a sort of pact that, like, as soon as there's a way to order or pre-order the record, you'll be made aware of this in this community early enough so that you should all be able to get it. So what is this? Obviously this is house. Or the recorder, probably one of the coolest producers of deep house, Chicago deep house from the early mid-90s. Had a bunch of records on Emotive. Let me see. Yeah, well, on this label, Casual Records, which became Emotive Records. But this is Tortoise, remixed by the recorder back in '96, I believe. And this is a reminder that Tortoise are actually from Chicago. So it was interesting to see Tortoise and their label acknowledging that connection as well. And yes, Kashmir was Green Velvet's label after the business fiasco of Relief Records, his previous label, which I think is a more interesting label. No, it's more interesting. Sounds dismissive to Kashmir. Kashmir was also one of his aliases. It's just that Relief was much harder, and Kashmir, Emotive was more deep house. Yeah, I agree, X-Prince. Some don't, but yes, this is really good, Johan. You're just not really into house music. And it's a cheap record. Not the same label than Jeffrey. There would never be any drum and bass on that label. Not the same culture. But there's probably other labels called similarly. Next is a record that is pretty appropriate to play it now.
Je voulais me griser la tête dans de folles nuits vénitiennes.
I adore this record.
Qui mène le monde à la baguette, contre vents et marées. Mais sur les murs de verre brûlant, clapotent les vagues mortes. Je me perds dans les brumes des ruelles inondées. L'hiver ne finira donc jamais. Et sur mon visage, c'est le masque.
L'empire des sons.
Tout est inondé. Mais sur mon visage, c'est le masque.
I guess I don't need to translate the name of this French band from the mid-80s.
J'aurais voulu changer de tête,
Hello Rudiger, how you doing?
choisir chaque jour la couleur de mes yeux,
Absolutely, cheers, Sean.
tomber amoureuse.
If you like the stream so far, leave a thumbs up, leave a tip to your DJ of the night. It's been quite quite slow so far tonight. We had Thomas, Maurizio, leaving early tips, and I'm completely off. I missed a few of you guys. Sorry. Sean the Vinyl Dreamscape, Euler, I'm the Dead, Maurizio again, Emmanuel left tips in the coffee jar. But you're all welcome to participate, as this is, you know.
Mais le vide est sans issue, les murs sont lisses, aucun indice. Dans des dédales interminables,
It's an amazing
de ma mémoire en pointillé.
French minimal avant-pop.
Des tiroirs, je me cogne à tous les trottoirs. Mais où est donc Ornica?
This is about to get reissued next month in September. This is a project from the guy who was in ethno-fusion,
Votre regard ici même,
and the singer also participated in this band I played a few times called Les I, the Eyes, the letter.
et de ses reflets déformés, qui de lui ou de moi renvoie l'image à l'autre, qui de lui ou de moi renvoie l'image
Ooh,
à
yeah,
l'autre.
difficult.
Mais qui est donc Ornica?
That's the world we live in right now. Huh? We'll have to be smarter.
J'esquisse des sourires.
Interesting live music around me.
Non, ce n'est pas
Yeah,
absurde,
yeah, there's a
je
bunch of
sais
stuff going on in Stockholm.
Mais les reflets s'agitent aussi vite que moi. Les chemins se ressemblent, je me perds encore une fois. Mais où est donc Ornica? Mais les routes n'ont pas de cœur et se moquent de ma détresse. De grands éclats de
Funnily enough, Dom,
glissent derrière
who's
moi.
on the road right now,
Tout ça
friend of the
finit
show
en
Seeking a
ça
Friend,
n'en finit pas.
was asking me about that record a week ago or so.
Prendrez-vous un joker ou tournerez-vous la page?
Yeah. But it's sort of like a mixture of Tronfou le Blanc and maybe Antenna for the pop part.
Je remonte de fil des amoureux absents.
Le numéro
bass
de
here.
votre
So
correspondant a
good.
changé. Veuillez consulter l'annuaire ou demander les renseignements.
Welcome, Justin. It's tariff-free, but you're still encouraged to help out this happening every week, like it does so far. And thank you, Fred, the Spectrum Archives, for supporting the stream as well. Merci beaucoup, Fred.
Enfin, j'ai trouvé la sortie. L'ombre qui me ressemble, alors me prend la main. Tu t'appelles Ornica et tu reviens de loin. Venant du labyrinthe, soudain j'entends des cris. Carnior donc Keume, Carnior donc Keume, Carnior donc Keume.
So, it's not a French label, and I think it got announced on Soundom as well. Yeah, I'll let it play a little bit. It's just this really cool. The voice, the singing voice of Bib. What's her name? Bib Redon. Bib Redon. I love her voice. She has a good voice. She knows how to use it, and she managed to create a world of her own with this, I think, and it's quite unique. It's easy on the ear, and has a sort of timelessness, even if you can feel this is music from the 80s, but from a very unique 80s. It is Johan. His name is Dominique Lantin. Yeah. No, Dominique is on. He's plays the drums, flutes, kalimba, backing vocals on this. I think he's the guy there from ethno-fusion. But yeah. As every other person in there is a woman. Maybe so, yeah. Well, you can do both, Fred. No paid for play here. So good. Thank you, Christopher, for leaving a very nice tip here. Merci beaucoup. Halfway to the objective already of the night. Yeah, Wonder Brass, yeah, I know. Yeah, a very special record. I've been after it for quite a while. Took me a while to get it. I was so close many times. Years ago, dead stock of this was offered to a shop, Baba Aluma, in Paris. But it was never really cheap. So the reissue is a welcome option. But yeah, this is the deep French underground of the 80s. Not that it's underground in the sense obscure. It's just not the stuff that the media, even in France, noticed. However well this was made. Yeah, I'm not sure, Fred, but it will be maybe from Belgium or Germany. I think it might have been a German label. If you Google it, you'll find. And I think it was put on pre-order on Sounddome, which is, I believe, why Dom asked me about it. So now the kind of records that if that was released in the 70s or 80s, that would be like such a cult record. And it just might as well be one. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Glossy Mistakes, yeah. Spain. There you go. Yeah. Cheers, guys. This is an artist that it took me a little while to get into his music. So when this was released, I was aware of that and I passed it. then he released some stuff on, I believe it was on Jan Jelinek's label. And not that this changes anything for me, but I like that record. And over time I revisited his back catalog. And this turned out well worth getting as a sort of organ, droney, outsider record from 2021. This is Fushita, his Komori album. Japanese artist. As you can hear, there is some field recordings involved in this, and this was released by Boomcat Editions. Just a nice droney record with these flutes sounds that are probably a synthesizer. I'm not sure. So the theme of that record was bats, echolocation sounds. You make whatever you want out of it. It's a cool little record that I believe unfortunately is not that easy to find these days. By the way, the Silent State guy who sent me these records, he sent me Niels. Here's the postcard he made for the the promotion of his records. Can't wait to get home to listen to the new Namlook reissue. So, an hour and 10 minutes in, and I haven't yet played a straight up jazz record. What's going on? Will the next record be a straight up jazz record? Maybe not straight up, but jazz adjacent. Thank you, Marcos, for leaving a tip in in the coffee jar. Marcos is asking me what is my favorite beer. My favorite beer, well, of the regular stuff you can find everywhere, I know it's cliche, but I like a fresh Corona every now and then. Yeah, harmonium, absolutely. Which is what we are hearing now. It is, and you know, all these small discrepancies I find soothing indeed. Hello Liam, how are you doing? Jeffrey, I have the first one or the second one. which has a short track that really reminds me of some of the best of Muslim Goes. Hello Michael P. Dawson, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Good one, Rudiger. Moin Pascal. So this band I played fairly recently, but I played a 7-inch single of that album. Yes, jazz records with singles. And it was a fun record, but like the real treat is this track on the album. Here's the Fushita record. Now this is a record I've had for 20-25 years, and I regularly play this at least a couple of times a year, and it's a cheap record, or so I believe. Well, yeah, not lemon, lime. Are you starting to feel it? Which country is this from? Huh? Stunning record, absolutely stunning. Yeah, it's still a cheap record. I can see on Discogs 8 copies. Ah, okay, no, not so cheap anymore. It's like around the $30 if you, between 30 and 40 if you want a good copy. Archimedes board car. Archimedes bathtub plus Afro 70. So this is Swedish spiritual jazz all-stars with African musicians. So this is music from Ghana adapted into jazz, featuring the Christer Bothén on tenor sax, Bengt Berger on drums, Per Schoenberg on timbales and other percussions. Remember that name. Per Schoenberg. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. This is Bengt Berger, the luminary behind the Bitter Funeral Beer album on the ECM. Yeah, kind of. And we're not yet into the good part of the track. Like and subscribe, leave a comment, tip your DJ of the night. Yeah, see, you got the ear, Michael. This is a common album here in Sweden. I guess in the rest of the world not so much. The 7-inch single is way more funky than that. And it's pretty cool for what it is, but this... is this worth like 30-40 bucks out of your pocket? I won't decide for you, but I have my opinion. Now we're getting somewhere. Where's Don Cherry when you're looking for him? This is literally the kind of music that Don Cherry would be doing soon around that. But before that, actually. Yeah, this was recorded in 1978. Justin, well, have a good night, Fred. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you had fun. Cheers. Oh, yeah? I wouldn't say if you want to leave a tip to for STUNTY, but here's the Ko-fi link for you to leave a tip for STUNTY. Well deserved, hopefully. There's some stuff of his that I like, but not the majority. But interesting musician, worth checking out. There we go. Yeah, Jesse. Hello, Jesse. Welcome. What I like about it is how, there is a funkiness to it, but it's not taking over the jazz aspect or the traditional aspect of the composition. The guitar here makes it, I guess, a little more African funky, but I still think it sort of has a sort of balance between different worlds. DJ Tail Jerker, huh? I know your name, Tail Jerker. I mean, I know you've been here before, but I think I know you from before all of this. Should I slow it down a little bit? Let's see. I mean, it works, but you know, memory sometimes. percussion. Yeah, the Swedish. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, you want to watch the rest of the stream tomorrow or later, Fred, because they'll all be going into the absolute Stjernberg masterwork. Hello, Manuel. Well, you were there in the beginning. Yeah, nice. I love that. Yeah. Cheers. Well, Per is responsible for the very first Swedish hip-hop record. So, yeah. But before we actually tackle him, let's revisit a little Canadian favorite. That was a pretty epic track, I would say. Of sort of fourth world, funky, spiritual jazz. And this is all sorts of different spirituality.
On the top of the mountain is a princess and a queen. And his name is
Tales from Sliconesia, the Glass Orchestra.
Queen Oink.
From Canada. We're listening to Fred Stable. Appropriate, isn't it, Fred? Both sides of this single are really good. There's an album, an LP by the Glass Orchestra, but these tracks are, this track at least, is exclusive to this 7-inch.
When the queen saw what was happening down below, she said,
And Sean already has it. Amazing.
I want your washing machine. So the people, they go and they get on the washing machine. And they sound like this.
put it in the curtain now. Solo.
When the washing machine was done, the king came out and he said, bring me all the sewing machine.
The people they go home. But the people don't have no sewing machines, so they bring their thread and needles to the king. They go up to the king. They say to the king, we got no machine. Dear king, we got no machine for you. And the king he say, I want your machine.
People they go home again when you check it out again. And you know what?
Okay. Chinese, I don't know, Hatri. But yeah, I mean, there is a similarity, the sound familiarity with the singing bowls, which are originally an Asian technique, instrument. And that's all they use, glass devices or instruments, not necessarily music instruments that they turn into instruments.
Like this.
And I guess we're approaching disco time, isn't it? We'll have a little bit of a not the sweetest or nicest disco time now. Just stumbled upon a favorite of mine from my DJ sets. One of the harder track that I like to play, but quite unique. So bear with me for 808 and all the hips and shoulders jerkers.
Anybody whose name is Fred.
Well, glass in this time, in this case. And now, let the body take control. This is Your Health, the only release of that project from Regis Carl O'Connor. Carl O'Connor, most famous for the British Murder Boys, OVR, Sandwell District, obviously. Regis Carl O'Connor, Sandwell District under the name of Your Health from 1998. There was a sort of underlying tension in this that I love. That kind of made me think of this, weirdly enough. But you know how it is, how I like to just jump from one extreme to the other. Merciless music. It's also quite fun track to DJ. It's not the easiest to find how to do it and with what, but I assume you're talking about porridge, huh? I just love how you have this extremely weird, straight, angular syncopation in this track, and that's what makes the track for me. It's a very squarey track, and yet they managed to have pretty massive syncopation groove in it. which is quite unusual for like Midwest hard techno. Yeah, free to the floor. Carl O'Connor has always been kind of his own man in techno scene. In '98, there was some great hard-hitting techno in the UK with Dave Clark, and in the US you'd have to go to the Midwest. But this is quite unique. Midwest? How about the Middle East now? Your health on infrastructure. I don't know if Sean caught it, but now he can and you can. Are we going to Egypt? This is, I think it's the second album from Free Phase, Triphase. On the 100 Copies music label from Egypt. Free Phase has produced quite a few cool, like digital shabby pop tracks. I think he's been a sort of central figure in modern Egyptian music. Yeah, lots to like here. Huh? And you can, even if you wouldn't know it, I guess, if you heard that completely blind, how many of you would say, oh yeah, this is from Egypt? For me, it sounds so Egyptian, even if it's easy, and maybe there is this, even if some of the keyboards are played, they are sampled. Hello, Noisy Beast! Like the video now, huh? If you haven't already, leave a comment if you're just watching this whenever. Let me know what you think, what I missed, what I got right, what you wish, what you want to share, and tip your DJ of the night. Always instrumental for this happening every week. Don't forget if you can. Merci. I probably did like 300, 500. Hello, Nightmare. Nightmare. Where can we go from there, huh? gonna go further east next. Yeah. And hopefully we're gonna get soon more stuff in that direction that is even better, even stronger than this. But this is banger for sure. Yeah, I know, man. Yeah. So yeah, the drums and the keyboards were played live, but then sampled to be edited together. It would be hard to maintain that pace and tempo the way it was sequenced on the track. Now it's something quite different, but as I said, also forget about the middle, just go east. And by the way, how antiquated Middle East a concept is, huh? So Eurocentric. Oh yeah, I love 23 Skidoo. Yeah, 23 Skidoo. Well, they went further east, southeast, with obviously the influence of gamelan. We're now listening to William Hoskins' Galactic Fantasy Eastern Reflections on Spectrum Records. From 1979. This sort of a weird mood record. Moog, sorry. But we are listening to Galactic Fantasy right now, rather than Eastern Reflection. Maybe I should play Eastern Reflections. I don't even remember when I got that record. It was a long time ago. I remember looking for it. I remember this being quite difficult to find, but I got it for cheap in the end. It's not a super expensive record, it's just quite rare. Oh yeah, I got it. I can see now, I got this 16 years ago. Well, maybe even more, but yeah. Hello Dominique, how are you doing? Exactly. You got it right, never modern, as usual. Ah, okay, yeah, well, there you go. For those who don't know what Manuel is talking about, Trilpone is a bootleg label of CDR reproductions of rare, unusual electronic music recordings that was originally like sort of secret, but then we quickly learned that this was Keith Fulton Whitman behind it, and he keeps it going quite strong. I think it's the 20th or 21st year he's doing that. And some people object to it. I think it brings attention to some records. I know my friend Jose has been quite annoyed by some of it, like thinking like, oh, but the artists are not getting anything. It's not really the point of these bootleg CDRs. It's sort of methadone, you could say. Yeah, it is pretty cool. Still Red Sea. Not really. Yeah, I'll play the other side quickly. To see what the Oriental fuss is all about, huh? No, I think he's aware of that. Yeah, I would agree to that. He will do some sort of facsimile reproductions of the artwork as good as he can, and yeah, and they're cheap. So, and as soon as there is a proper official reissue of the record, then he discontinues the release. So yeah, obviously that was literally a sort of Orientalism moog record. How often will you expect to find this, huh? Yeah. All right, let's go to another type of Eastern music. Yeah, that's very true, Christopher. That happens more often than we wish to.
They call me.
I love the label on that record though. So it could be from like the 50s, from 79. I think it's pretty good design, actually. Simple, huh? But there's this little logo in the middle. Now, a record that I think quite a few of you might fall in love with. It took me years to track down a good copy of this. The story goes that most copies of that record have a warp. This one is flat as it gets. And this is the title track of an album filled with goodness. Indeed, Per Schoenberg, They Call Me. His first album under his own name. Very fourth world cover, I would say. So Per, who was part of that Archimedes Baldcar, Archimedes Baldcar album with Afro 70. On this he plays African thumb piano, bata, shekere, and other stuff. With special thanks to Dr. John, as the voice you can hear saying "They Call Me" is Dr. John. Oh, on the previous label, huh? Or on this, the Rub, because this is a Swedish label called Rub-a-Dub Records, 1990, huh? Yeah, on this. Yeah, Spectrum is a really interesting label from the US. This record playing now, unfortunately, is not a cheapo. It never was, as long as I've known about it. But again, finding it in a really beautiful shape is not easy either. Swedish pressing, only one pressing from 1990, so a weird year to release some stuff on vinyl, this kind of stuff, I guess. Hello John, how are you doing? Nice to see you come by. Thank you Pascal Laurent for leaving a tip in the PayPal jar. Merci Pascal, much appreciated. Yeah, tonight it's alright. We're like 60% towards my objective of tonight, so we're getting somewhere. But yeah, this coming week will be costly. Some deep investigations I'm doing right now that could pan off. We'll see. Hello, Romuald. No, I've never played this before, Christopher. Never ever. I just got this, so... Or I have two copies and really bad memory, but no, I don't. I could play almost every track on that record. Yeah, I played the title one here, but if you're into John Hassel, 80s John Hassel, this is a beautiful record. With a story. So again, this guy, multi-instrumentist, had some really mainstream success by releasing supposedly the first hip-hop record in Sweden. which I guess for you it means nothing, but in Sweden it meant something. I mentioned the artist before, Christopher, but not that record. Cheers, Mr. Zosh. Thumbs ups, comment, subscribe, follow, and tip your DJ of the night. Thank you, Mr. Zosh, indeed, for leaving a nice tip in the coffee jar. Merci. What's funny is that it's almost like a sort of cash grab record, like world music ethno fad that might have been going on back then. But with distance, it's aged pretty well for a sort of Western fourth world. There might have been a time where I would have thought that this is a bit, phoning it, but no. Oops. Yeah, more gamelan here. I'll just play the beginning of the record. So it goes through different phases of sort of Eastern from the Western world music. So it is a fusion album, actually. That would be the most accurate description of it. A sort of fourth world fusion record. It's a little sample of Francis Bébé. I think this is a sample. Oh well. What is this again, John? I'm not sure I remember what that is, if I even know. Let's see. The Archimedes Boatcar. Yeah. Well, it was only released on the CD apparently, so I don't know about it. Sorry about that. you don't have. I don't have an issue with CDs, but. Oh, there is a vinyl version of it? Then I don't know it. I've never listened to it. Bad stunty, huh? I'll try to correct that. See, this track is way more fusiony. But still pretty cool. I got a good deal on that record, but it wasn't cheap, and I've been trying to find it on the cheap here in Stockholm, in Sweden. Doesn't happen. But imagine if a band like Tangerine Dream had done like an ethno-fusion record. Could sound a little bit like that, huh? But obviously, as we could hear on that Archimedes Boatcar record earlier, the guy knows music. He knows where it's coming from. He went there, he played with the musicians, the locals. So it's interesting to see the perspective, like the late 80s, early 90s perspective on that music with different sort of instrumentation. The very last Don Cherry album, called Multiculti, was only released on CD, but it does have some similar qualities. The production, obviously, the sound production is dated in the late 90s, and well, it is a record from that time, so makes sense. So we hit the 2-hour mark. You know what Sean, the Vinyl Dreamscape, says, huh? Next record was a blind buy. Record I thought like could be interesting. Very rare record, very difficult to find. Not necessarily super expensive, but I had to negotiate a very expensive copy into a very decent price. Modern classical. I think it was probably a little over a year ago. I was quite deep into a rabbit hole that I'm still looking for quite a few records. It's just becoming increasingly difficult to find them. Hence why the support is very useful, very instrumental for this to happen. This is nice. I like this late 80s sound here. I think it fits this very well. Cheers, Pascal, and thank you again for the tip. Shout out to Chris Cole for this track. Now we'll stop time a little bit. So where are we? Which country? Huh? Marina Vlad, string quartet. Well, this is a Romanian record, obviously, on the Electrecord label, with this incredible heavy gloss covers, like flimsy. This one not too much, but because the gloss, I almost felt like there was like an adhesive plastic layer put on it to protect it. But no, that's how it originally was made. And we're listening to the Adriana Iorgulescu Hypostasis 4 composition. Thank you, John. John Levinson, merci beaucoup. Better late than never for Friday, yeah. Thank you for leaving a nice tip in the coffee jar. So, this is not supposed to be an expensive record, considering the marketplace history, but someone got it. It is very rare. Someone got it and put it at like 120 euros or so. Fortunately, I knew the guy. I used to have a shop with him in Paris. And I had to, not even negotiate, but rationalize, like, come on, dude, you've had that for like over 6 months and it's not moving. And in the end, I got it for 35 euros, which is not cheap, but quite normal for such a rare record of avant-garde music, avant-garde modern classical. Cheers. Hello, Sons of Tens victims. Cheers, Mr. Zosh. The 4 compositions on this are quite different from each other. There is a track with magnetic tape, which is based on a poem or a text by Frédéric Garcia Lorca, communism in the 70s for you. But yeah, I've spent some time with this record in the past few days, and it's there is stuff to discover there. Huh? Wow. Thank you, the ones here, for leaving an amazing tip in a coffee jar. Merci beaucoup. That brings me like really close to the objective of tonight. Like we're like 85% in. So merci beaucoup, the ones here. That was very generous of you. Merci. Wow. Crispy. I think it's the first time I see your name here. Sounds like you might be from Romania with this name, I would say. Wow. So Alex Record is not just a label, it was a studio in Bucharest, yeah. There you go. Sometimes you have to bully them into submission to reality. Yeah, I'm quite excited about it, to be honest. I'm glad you guys like it. Here she is. They didn't take that many sexy pictures in Romania in the time, huh? At the time. I don't know when this is from. I would think 84. Yeah, it is 84. Yeah. But you won't get to hear that that often. This is the kind of record that is still digitally, I believe, inexistent. Which makes it even more exciting and desirable for me. Well, I like the music, obviously. Next record, I'm sorry, maybe I won't play it now because I don't remember if I played it last week. I think I might have. No, I didn't.
Îngropați-mă într-o morișcă de vânt.
Well, thank you for the kind words as well, huh? The ones here. Merci beaucoup. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't do it if I didn't believe in it as well. So, huh? Yeah, I know. I love that design, the cover and the colors. I think it's so, in a way, unexpected if you don't think about it. To have that pink color for such music, but why not? In a way. Well, I understand that a lot of people would think that this is nonsense, this is weird and weird for the sake of being weird. It's not, obviously, but if someone would feel that way, I would totally understand it. Of course, I would try not necessarily to convince them otherwise, but to present another perspective. And I won't even pretend I understand all the aspects of that. Like, again, I think it's always important to remember that there's not just an intellectual way to approach this. There's also a sort of candide, not naive, but just being open to it in a very innocent way. And I think it's not the worst approach if you don't have another one available to you right now. Was it though? I'm not sure. I think New York is a country then, Christopher. So the next record is quite spectacular for a few different reasons. Firstly, it features a rare appearance of Mount Everest, the free jazz trio from Sweden. But I'll show you, you'll understand. It's a fairly cheap record, if I remember correctly. So cheap that I thought, like, I'll wait till I find it in the wild, which I did 2 weeks ago. Last Monday, a week ago, with George from Romania. See? And I love the Alex Record label with what they call the deep groove, huh? Les Pyramides, here it was, yeah, well. But now we're already getting somewhere else. As you can hear, a live recording. Throughout the years I've hyped one of the musicians on this, but it wasn't until fairly recently that I remember, like, when I played one of his albums, a lot of you guys went like, oh wow, this is amazing, I need to have this. Steve Davis amongst others. Well, this is LIM, which means glue in Swedish, but it's also an acronym for Levande Improviserad Musik, live improvised music from Gothenburg. And it features, as I say, the track from Mount Everest, but this is the Scroat Bandet, featuring Rolf Enström on synth and scrap, and Åke Parmerud on synth and scrap. And then you got tenor saxophone, electric bass, electric piano, and drums. trying to find the inner because it's completely mad. Things have a tendency to disappear here. Basically, this came with a typed insert featuring the name of every single musician present here with their personal phone number. So here you have OK Parmerud's phone number. Just weirdest thing ever. Thomas, English. I would say I always put English subtitles whenever I don't put French subtitles anymore. Ah, okay. That's interesting to know. Yeah, I know that they often have a version that is only in Romanian and a version that has both Romanian and English or French texts, notes. Sorry, in the back. But I think there might be sometimes when there only is one version that is like that. Yeah. It's not it's obscure, but it's not a super rare record. Salut Pican. How you doing? Wow. Did you do a blog about it or something, Crispy? That would be interesting to see. I'll play the Mount Everest track. I mean, these are the two most, I would say, known names here. Because this is basically the improv amateur scene of Gothenburg from the 70s. And on the insert there's an invitation for you to participate in the next installment if you do that kind of music. So Mount Everest is a Swedish free jazz trio, famous for one LP they did where they do some Albert Ayler tracks in versions that are absolutely amazing. So this is, if they were to do a sort of box set or whatever, archival reissue of that, complete recordings, that would be part of it. But as it stands, you can find this quite on the cheap, I think. Wow, thank you for sharing all these details, Crispy. Elec Record is one of my favorite labels. There is about 60 releases that I know of that I want to have. I have a bunch already. I probably have like 35, 40 releases on the label, but it was, again, for those who don't know, it's, as was the case with most countries behind the Iron Curtain, they had one label in the country, one state label, which was Elec Record. And Elec Record put out some absolutely incredible avant-garde experimental music on a level that is kind of, yeah, like not concerning, but like how did the state let that slip through the cracks? It is really interesting. And reading the words of some of the composers, Octavian Nemescu, Radu, that was the intention, to criticize what was going on, but through music. And music is an abstraction, huh? Have we talked before, Crispy, under some other name? Really? Okay. Privately owned by an old lady, huh? That's something. Hello, Uli. How are you doing? We're at the tail end of the stream, by the way, guys and girls. But we have some more. As is often the case, some more, huh? Some more. Has everyone who's here now, or tomorrow, or next week, or whenever you're watching this, has everyone who likes this stream? When I say like the stream, it doesn't mean that you have to like all the tracks here. But if you come and listen to more than just a few seconds, I guess that there is something for you that intrigues you at the very least. And if you like that, then I guess I'm doing my job. And if I do, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave me a comment to let me know what you think. And if you really like this and want to support the stream, there's always the link in the description of the video to support the stream by leaving a tip to your DJ of the night, of the day, of the morning, of whenever it is you're receiving this transmission. Cheers, I appreciate it, Crispy. You're a welcome addition to this little community. I hope you'll find this worth your time for a few episodes at least. Cheers, Steven. Yeah, merci. Yeah, I have actually a video, an upcoming video I'm gonna do that is Elec Record related, Iancu Dumitrescu related. So this will be interesting. Well, get in touch with me on Instagram if you can, as I might come to Berlin sometime soon, who knows, and then maybe we can have a drink or something and you'll share me the stories. So alluded by Fred earlier, the Dreamfish reissue on the Silent State label. This was contrary to the Fires of Orc, which was only released as a 12-inch and a CD. This was released integrally as a double LP back in the mid-90s, but not easy to find and very good pressing. And Niels, who's behind the label, well, he included all sorts of inserts of fun stuff. Ooh, what is this? An envelope. It is sealed. Oh, okay. It's it's a coupon with the download code. But this is Pete Namlook, who was the boss of Fax Records, with Mixmaster Morris from the UK. Two ambient legends for an ambient. I don't know if I want to use the term masterpiece, but a milestone in 90s ambient music, for sure. Live the dream, dream the fish. The dream fish. There's a seal screen little insert. That's a very nice package you've made, Niels. Much appreciating you sharing this with me. Oh yeah. And it came with some stamps from Togo. Yes, das ist eine schöne Platte. Well, friends, I want to thank every single one of you for stopping by. I want to thank everyone who will stop by in the future, as thankfully this is not... It is a nice experience to share with you live and your live comments and your support. Support is not... like, you can support this whenever, by the way. As... let's see, Jay McGee and Fred Perlman did during the week, and as Euler did last weekend, since he couldn't watch this live, but he did support the stream, tip the stream tonight, as is Thomas Corcoran, Maurizio Borba, Sean the Vinyl Dreamscape, Euler again, I'm the Dead, Manuel Gotcho, Pascal Laurent, Spectrum Archives, aka Fred, Christopher, Never Modern, Marcos, Mr. Zosh, John Levinson, and the ones here, spectacularly. And you can join that club, that very exclusive and appreciated club, even if both clubs are appreciated. And I hope you'll have a nice evening, night, weekend, until the next stream, probably next week. I know that eventually I will take 1 week of holiday, a break, sometimes in the near future. Although last time I said that, I just kept on. Cheers, Mr. Zosh. Yeah. Cheers, Mark. Nice to see you from for a whole stream. I appreciate that. I hope you had fun as well. And even when you don't have fun with some tracks, well, bear with me. Cheers, Sean. Thank you for being here and helping out. Hope everyone appreciates the Vinyl Dreamscapes work here. Traumfisch, fantastic, yeah, it's indeed. Cheers. Ciao, Angela. Cheers, Maurizio. Nice to see you, by the way, after the avatar from the past few weeks. Cheers, Quint. Marcos. John. I don't know if I'll play the whole track, but like this is pure the orb territory without the sometimes dated beats. Although they have some good beats, the orb, not necessarily as bad as some of the early Biosphere stuff, but this is just pulsating ambient. Lovely. A time capsule, I would say. But if you discover this just for the first time now, this is 100% music from the first half of the 90s. I wonder how it feels discovering this for the first time 30 years after the fact. Good night, everyone. Bye bye, bye bye. You'll be able to enjoy this later. I hope you will. Let me know. Didn't press the right button. Bye bye.